And so Saul gets jealous, and he starts chasing David around, hunting him, trying to kill him. David's done nothing wrong. And so David simply runs and waits in the wilderness. And here we see David's true character. He has multiple opportunities to kill Saul, but he doesn't. He simply trusts that despite Saul's evil, God will raise up a king for his people. What's interesting, too, is that many of the poems of David that you find in the book of Psalms are linked to this very period of his life. And they all express the same attitude of trust. And so this section of the book ends with Saul coming to a grisly death after losing a battle with the Philistines. 1 Samuel tells some of the most intricate, well-told stories you find anywhere in the Bible. And the characters Saul and David there portrayed very realistically. And the author's putting them forward as character studies so that you can find yourself in them. So in Saul's story, we see a warning. It's crucial that we reflect on our own character flaws and how they harm us and other people. And with God's help, we need to humble ourselves and deal with our dark side so that Saul's story doesn't become ours. David, on the other hand, is presented as an example of patience and trust in God's timing in our lives. And so he's running in the wilderness, being chased by Saul. David had every reason to think that God had abandoned him, but that's not what he thinks. And so David's story encourages us to trust that despite human evil, God is working out his purposes to oppose the proud and to exalt the humble. And that's what 1 Samuel is all about.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so okay lang? Natulog na ba tayo? Okay, so we are now in 1 Samuel, and we saw the introduction for this lesson. Hindi echo ba? Hindi naman. So the first question that I would like to ask, three questions. Who do you think wrote the book of Samuel? Sino kaya sumulat ng Samuel? Si Samuel. Di ba? Ganun naman napakadali. Book of Samuel, this is Samuel. Okay, so the book of Samuel was divided into two parts. Ni Samuel, 1 Samuel, tsaka 2 Samuel. Originally, from the Hebrew Bible, it's one book. And eventually, sa atin, dumating sa atin as Christian version, inaati sa dalawa para medyo madali. Kasi mabigat actually. The book of Samuel, yung 1 Samuel pa lang, is 2 hours reading na. Ilang oras. Pag binasa mo siya, pag ni MP3 ka, 2 hours siya na nababasa. So talagang mahaba. And you will realize na si Samuel namatay sa 1 Samuel. Ngayon, ang tanong ko sa inyo, sino sumulat ng 2 Samuel kung namatay si Samuel sa 1 Samuel pa lang? Okay, so those are things na kailangan medyo critical tayo. Medyo mabilis tayo mag-isip. But what I can tell you is that the book of Judges and the book of Ruth is probably written by Samuel. So, pag binasa mo and then you try to link the story of Samuel, makikita mo yung propaganda machine ng book of Judges and book of Ruth. Sabi nga natin, yung book of Ruth introduces the king, King David. The last word that you found in the book of Ruth is David. The name David. And in the story of Judges, you remember there was a bizarre story about the Benjamites na halos naubos sila because they made they committed sin. Tapos kinalaban sila ng 11 tribes and almost they were erased from the face of the land of Israel. And it gives us an idea already na itong mga Benjamites are not somebody to be relied on. Hindi sila maasahan. And they are very tricky. And we introduced in the book of Samuel, and the first king is from the tribe of what? Okay? Saan galing na tribe si Saul? Ayun. Okay, so he's a Benjamite. So makikita mo na yung introduction mismo ng storya ng Judges, pinapakita yung flaws ng Benjamin, ng mga tribe ng Benjamite, and they choose the first king, a Benjamite. At bakit lang nila napili si Saul? Bakit siya pinili? When you look at the story in 1 Samuel chapter 9, at ang description dito, bakit siya pinili? At pagkakita pala ng mga tao, go na sila. Physical appearance. Ano daw itsura niya? Guwapo, simpatiko, matangkad na tao, dark, tall, and handsome siguro. So talagang yung physical appearance pala, pagkita pa nila, this is somebody that we're going to follow. This is a leader na kung mauna ay talagang susundan ng mga tao. So yun. And practically, ganito yung the way that the world is following leaders. Mga simpatiko tulad ni Donald Trump. Tulad ni Duterte. so, ganun yung choices nila. Now, what do we know about 1 Samuel? So, in the book of Samuel, actually, is a lot of children's story. Sabi nga, nagkwento nga si Pastor kahapon. Storya ni, of course, storya ni Samuel. And what is the story of Samuel? Sabi ni Pastor kahapon, kung andito kayo, if you're physically, mentally present kahapon, tungkol sa, what is special about Samuel? Doon. Anong sabi ng Panginoon sa kanya? Samuel, Samuel, nung sagot niya, okay? Speak, Lord. Ganon. So, talagang, sabi nga, the calling of Samuel. So, ito yung, yung isa sa mga importante about Samuel. But at the same time also, what we do know about Samuel, of course, we know about the story of David. Because the story of Samuel is actually the story of David. So, even when the story is about Saul, sabi nga, there are 3 stages ng storya. Una si Samuel, sunod si Saul, sunod si David. But in the story of Saul, andun na si David. Okay? So, yun yung tatandaan natin. Pagpasok pa lang ng story ni Saul, andun na kagad yung storya ni David. And sabi ni Pastor Tonet kahapon, what is the most important thing na ginawa ni Saul? He anointed David. So in essence, yun yung pinaka-significance ng istorya, and we will look later in scripture na yun yung importante sa istorya na to. And number 3, okay, so yun na nga. So how do we apply the narrative in the book of Samuel? So Romans chapter 15 verse 4, ganito yung pagkukwento about narratives in the Bible. So we read this together, begin. For whatever was written in earlier times was written for our instruction, so that through perseverance and encouragement of the scriptures, we might have hope. So, we talk about, si Pastor kanina was talking about the 3 virtues of the Christian. The 3 graces of the Christian. Ano ngayon? Faith, hope, and love. Yan din yung pinag-usapan natin last Friday. Faith, hope, and love. And a lot of times yung faith hindi hope hindi tayo sigurado kung ano ibig sabihin niya. Pero nung Friday sinabi ko nga ang hope is the certainty of the future. Yung assurance mo that the future that is coming is certain. Mangyayari yon. That is the hope. And therefore, ang reference dito, sabi ni Apostle Paul, dahil sa kwento na nakita natin, sa mga examples, sa narratives, sa stories on how God dealt with His people, we expect and we hope na yun din ang mangyayari sa atin. Kung inalagaan ng Panginoon yung mga Israelites, kahit sa gaano sila kamakasalanan, gaano sila ka-imperfect, then sa imperfections natin, we can still be assured that God will continue to be faithful to us. So itong mga kwento na to. There are two things when you study the Bible. Tawag ko dito is descriptive and prescriptive statements. Importante ito when we started reading the Bible. Kaya nag-aaral tayo na survey. When we started with the book of Torah, the first 5 books of Moses, a lot of the statements that are being done there, ang sinasabi, hello, medyo, talagang dapat tinanggal tong poste na to. Pwede ka magtago. Ang hirap. Nakaharang talaga. So, when you read the book of Torah, madalas ang sinasabi, thus saith the Lord, do this and do that. So, ang sabi nga natin, the Torah is interpreted as the law, or literally, it means instructions. So when we talk about instructions, ang term na ginagamit sa theology is called prescriptive, prescribed. So pag nag-prescribe ang doktor, very specific yon. Ito yung inumin mo, ganitong oras, how many times, ilang milligrams, prescription. So pag binasa natin prescription, hindi na tayo magtatalo pa ng brand o magtatalo pa o hindi, ayoko ng medical, gusto ko ng medyo amoxicillin ang gusto ko inumin. Hindi pwedeng ganon. So, kung pang-ubo-ubo lang. Pwede kung antibiotic. So, prescription ganon. And the way that Torah was written is most prescription. Nasabi sa'yo, ito yung dapat ginagawa mo. And you have the curses and the blessings. Pag ginawa mo, mabuting nangyayari sa iyo. Pag hindi mo ginawa na ang sinasabi ko, masama ang mangyayari sa iyo. You will get the curses of the law. Okay, there is blessing and there is cursing. Pero pangalawa naman, when you read now, nag-jump tayo sa Judges, we jump sa Ruth, and then we come now sa 1 Samuel. When we look at Torah, nakita natin ang Panginoon very active, especially sa time ni Moses. Nag-uusap sila. Kukwentuhan sila, kikipag-argue si Moses sa Panginoon. So, kikita mo, there is direct revelation and there is communication between God and man. Pagtalon mo dito kay Joshua, kay Judges, kay Ruth, nawala yon. Nawala na siya. So, hindi mo na nakikita yung direct communication. So, kung magko-communicate ka sa Panginoon, tinitest mo siya. Meron silang doon, may instrument or tool sila para malaman yung will ng Panginoon, yung tinatawag nilang Turim and Tumim. May binabato silang dice, tatanong nila yung Panginoon, atake ba kami o hindi? Tapon yung dice. Ang dice magsasabi yes or no. So dalawang lang, yes daw, o hindi attack. O ganun lang. So ang nagtatanong, tapos babato yung dice to know whether God says yes or no. Pero this time, pumasok na tayo kay Samuel. Aba, nagsalita na naman ulit yung Panginoon. That's why it's quite difficult for Samuel at saka kay Samuel ma-recognize yung salita ng Panginoon because this is again the first time nagsalita siya. And secondly, also si Eli. So si Eli has been, okay, let's talk about Eli. He is actually part of the judges. So one of the judge siya. So naglampas na tayo sa judge, pero si Eli is still the judge of Israel. But God does not talk to him. In fact, pag binasa mo yung call ni Samuel, actually it was not a call to Samuel, it's a message to Samuel. And the sad thing about the messages of God, aside from the messages na kita natin sa Gospels, wherein it was good news, magandang balita, madami sa messages ng Panginoon ay masamang balita. Masamang balita. At ang mga prophets actually, nung kinakausap niya, tulad ni Samuel, sabi niya, Lord, I'm here, speak for your servant listens. So, ready makinig. And you also remember si Isaiah, ganun din ang sabi niya. So, whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord, send me. So, ganun din. And yet, pag tinanong mo anong mensahe na dadali nila, ang sama. They are judgment. So, ang binigay na kwento kay Samuel o yung message is judgment against the house of Eli or Eli. Mamamatay sila lahat dahil they were not faithful to their God. Kaya nga mag-ingat tayo sa mga call na yan eh. Kasi kung minsan, ang mga call talaga ng Panginoon negative. Hindi siya madaling-dali na mensahe. In fact, nung ayaw sabihin ni Samuel kay Eli na ang message, sabi ni Eli, sabi niya, please, kung ano man yung sinabi niya, masama man o mabuti, sabihin mo na. So sinabi ni Samuel, sabi ni Eli, it's God's will. Tatanggapin ko kahit anong gusto ng Panginoon. So that gives us a view on how we study the narratives. Importante pa sa narrative, when you study, especially when you look at Samuel, sabi nga sa Bible Project, this is one story na napakaganda, napakalinaw ng pagkwento. Yung mga character, tsaka personality, talagang detalyado. And we have to be very careful and study in detail yung mga sinasabi. For example, paano dinescribe si Saul? Sabi nga natin, gwapo, matangkad. And this becomes the character of Saul. Matapang, mayabang. Okay? Hindi magpapatalo sa iba. Yun yung magiging character ni Saul. Nang nag-away si Goliath at saka si David, nagalit si Goliath. Bakit anong pinadala sa kanya? Musmusin na bata na gwapo. May nakita ang warrior sa kanila na gwapo. Hindi pwede gwapo yung si Brad Pitt lang yung gwapo na okay, you expect, pag nag-expect ka ng mga warrior, mga sugatan yung mga mukha, so talagang malalaking brusko, nakakatakot ang itsura, tulad ko, may balbas, naglalagay ng pinta sa mukha para ang dami nila, especially yung Vikings, naglalagay ng kung ano sa mukha. Naglalagay ng animal head sa mukha para matakot yung tao. Tapos andito darating kay David, kay Goliath, gwapong-gwapong batang maliit na kakalabanin siya. So, anong klaseng personality ang pinapakita ng Bible about David? Ang karakter niya, simple. Very humble. So, ganun yung that's why the physical description pa lang ng narrative will already give you some sort of an idea of who this person will be introduced in the whole story of Scripture. Anyway, so timeline. 2,000 years at the time of Abraham, so they are being led by the patriarchs. So in Israel is by the family of Abraham, patriarchs. 1,500 years, they were led by Moses. So ang leader nila, 2,000 years ago, 2,000 BC was patriarchs, 1,500 BC, prophets, and then by this time, 1,000 BC, Samuel will introduce the new leadership, and that will be the kings, which will be started by by King Saul. And then by 500 BC, ma-exile sila. Pagbalik nila, wala na silang hari. They will be led by priests. And the priest that will lead them is Ezra. Okay, so just giving you a picture of the timeline where we are now. So, andito tayo sa 1,000 BC. Tandaan natin to. Kailan pinanganak at nag-reign si Samuel? Sabihin lang natin kaagad, 1,000 BC. Yun na yung perspective mo. Tandaan natin yung palagi yung tatlo na yun. Si Abraham, 2,000. Si Moses, 1,500. Si Saul, 1,000. And si Ezra, 500. And coming from our perspective, we are talking about 2000 AD. Kwento na 3,000 years old. Anong pakialam natin sa kwentong 3,000 years old? At ang pakialam niya sa atin? Ganun palagi yung tanong natin, bakit natin pinag-aralan to? in all religions, most religions especially, except for Quran probably and Islam and Judaism. No, wala silang pakialam sa mga ancient literature kasi sa kanila walang relevance yun eh. They can have artifacts but not history. And this kind of historical documents. Pero tayo, we are given, sabi ko nga, dito na we are given these instructions so that it will give us perseverance and encouragement so that we will continue to have hope. And bakit tayo nag-aaral nito? Tingnan natin how the Apostle Paul brings the truth of the story of Samuel when he was preaching. In Acts chapter 13, this is the first missionary journey of the Apostle Paul. And shall we read this together? Begin. Now Paul and his companions put out to sea from Paphos and came to Perga in Pamphylia. But John left them and returned to Jerusalem. But going on from Perga, they arrived at Pisidian Antioch. And on the Sabbath day, they went into the synagogue and sat down. After the reading of the law and the prophets, the synagogue officials sent to them, saying, Brethren, if you have any word of exhortation to the people, say it. People stood and motioning with his hand said, Men of Israel, you who fear God, listen. The God of this people Israel chose our fathers and made the people great during their stay in the land of Egypt. And with an uplifted arm, he led them out from it. For a period of about 40 years, he put up with them in the wilderness. When he had destroyed 7 nations in the land of Canaan, he distributed their land as an inheritance, all of which took about 450 years. After these things, he gave them judges until Samuel the prophet. Then he asked for a king, and God gave him Saul the son of Kish, a man of the tribe of Benjamin, for 42 years. Had he removed him, he raised up David to be their king, concerning whom he also testified and said, I have found David the son of Jesse, a man after my heart, who will do all my will. From the descendants of this man, according to promise, God has brought to Israel a Savior, Jesus. So, makikita mo na dala-dala 2,000 years ago, so this is 100 AD, na dala-dala ni Apostle Paul ang mensahe ng binabasa natin ngayon. Ibig sabihin, he is now applying what he read from 1 Samuel and kinukote niya. Now, this is the basis of my teaching, that Samuel anointed King David, and this David will have a descendant, and his name is Jesus. And this Jesus is the Messiah, the anointed one, just like the Lord, just like King David. So, ganun ka intricate yung application ng istorya ng Bible. That's why very important sa atin na pag-aalaman natin yung buong kwento ng Bible. So, there was outline ng 1 Samuel. So, una, sabi nga si Samuel, yung storya niya will start from chapter 1 hanggang chapter 8. It will tell us the story of his birth, Anna's prayer, Anna's bringing Samuel to the temple, and then the call of Samuel, and then the last judge and the first prophet. So siya na yun. The last judge. So si Samuel. And he is also the prophet. Sabi nga natin, there is now the prophetic king, prophetic office. Shall we continue? Tapos ikukwento dito na nagkaroon ng gyera, dahil akala nila mananalo sila kung dadali nila yung Ark of the Covenant. Ginawa nilang anting-anting yung Ark of the Covenant. So sa pagkakaalam nila, hindi sila matatalo pag yun yung nangunguna sa kanila. And it has been always that. Palagi nung nasa Egypt sila, dala-dala nila, always ahead of them. with the presence of God through the clouds and through the pillar of fire. When they crossed the Jordan, dala-dala nila, when the Jordan River nahati, crossing of the Jordan. When they go around Jericho, ikot sila, yun yung nangunguna sa kanila. So, akala nila, anting-anting nila yon na pag nangunguna, mananalo sila. Talo sila, nakuha yung ark. But you know the story about the ark. Nung dinala nila sa temple ni Dagon, the following day, every morning, makita nila, tanggal yung ulo ni Dagon, nakabaw dun sa ark. Tapos nagkakaroon ng pestilence, okay, mga sakit. Tapos palipat-lipat, inikot nila sa iba-ibang ano. So, nilipat nila sa Ekron, ganun din nangyari. Nung dadali na nila sa iba pang lugar ng mga Philistines, ayaw na. So, ginawa nila, kumuha sila ng dalawang baka na kapapanganak. Dalawa, tapos pinalakad. So, ang nature ng baka na yun, supposedly hindi yung maglalakad eh. Hanapin nyo yung yung calf niya, tapos kakain yan sa tabi, tatambay yung kung saan. Hindi. Yung baka, naglakad dire-diretso sa lugar ng mga Israelites. So, that was the story. And then, si Samuel Bali started the revival. And actually, he had a lot of victories against the Philistines until he became old. And then when he was old, supposedly it's like a dynasty. So mga anak nila, it was expected na ang anak ni Samuel yung papalit sa kanya. Pero mga tuso, bad people actually, bad characters yung mga anak niya, mga evil people actually. So kaya talagang pinatay ng Panginoon. So we have here si Israel demanded yung king. Bakit sila nag-demand ng king? Bakit gusto nila may king sila? Bakit gusto nila ng king? May king ba sila? Wala. Sabi dito, may king sila. Ang king nila, ang Diyos. And they know that. They know that their king is God. Kaya ang tawag dun sa time na yon is theocratic form of government. Okay? Sabi nila, theocratic. Sabi nila, we don't want theocratic government. We want a monarchic government. We want a monarchy. Bakit? Kasi naniwala nga sila na Diyos yung leader nila, hindi naman nila nakikita. Yung king, pag nag-aaway, ang nagli-lead kasi at this time, ang nagli-lead sa army is always the king. Sino nagli-lead sa kanila? Generals nila. Wala silang king. Ibang kausapan pag king yung nangunguna. So, ang sabi nila, we want a king just like the other countries, the other nations. Para may visible silang makikita, may visible silang susundan. And they will be more confident. Kasi sa ngayon, ni king nga, hindi naman namin nakikita. Okay, so ito yung storya niya. So, they have Saul. So, the first time nakita nila si Saul, guwapo, matangkad, karinyoso, siya na. Okay? And then, he was tested, nagkaroon ng away, panalo ka agad. So, very good yung start niya. And he reigned for a while, have a lot of victories, and then he was anointed as king. Tapos nagkaroon kaagad ng aberya. So they have to start a war. Sa mga gera. Bago ka magigera, kailangan anong gagawin mo? Pray muna kayo. So you have to do some offerings. So kailangan may mga sacrifices muna na gagawin. So nagantay sila. Ito namang si Samuel, matanda na siguro. Ang bagal, ang tagal. Nagsawa si Saul sa kaantay. Sabi niya, hayaan mo na, ako na yung mag-offer ng sacrifices. So by the time na natapos niya offer sacrifices, biglang nag-appear si Saul. Okay? Sabi niya, anong ginawa? Nag-appear si Samuel. Sabi niya, anong ginawa mo? Sabi niya, uugod-ugod ka kasi, kaya sinimulan ko na. Atat na yung mga sundalo, uuwi na eh. Kasi walang leadership at saka hindi nila feel yung presence ng Panginoon, kaya nag-offer na. So nagalit si Samuel. Sabi niya, it was a test of patience. Binigyan siya ng test, patient, and he failed. Tapos, one thing kasi this time, merong division between functions. So, ang priest, siya yung nag-uusap sa Diyos. Siya yung nagpapagitna, nag-mediate sa Diyos. So, siya lang ang may karapatan na gumawa ng offering ng sacrifices. So, ang king is just to lead the people, listen to the word of the prophet, at sundin yun. So, nagkamali si Saul, kaya sabi niya, this test shows you that you have a flawed character. You will not have your dynasty. So, yung kingship mo hanggang sa iyo na lang. Tapos, nakita pa yung flawed character niya when in the story of Jonathan. Ito si Jonathan, anak niya, yung firstborn niya, ay naging very successful. So, nung very successful siya, kasama niya, tuwa siya kasi syempre kasama siya. So, whatever success na nagagawa ni Jonathan, nag-credit sa kanya. Pero eventually, itong Jonathan, magawa ng sarili niyang diskarte. So, may nakitang opportunity, in-attack niya. Tapos pag-attack niya, iba naging successful. Hindi, siya, hero siya sa buong Israel. Galit si Saul. Anong kinagalitan niya? He was jealous of his son. He was jealous. And actually, because of that jealousy, muntik niya nang patayin yung si Jonathan. At that time, nung makita nila na tumatakbuhan dahil sa ginawa ni Jonathan, takbuhan lahat yung kasi ano ba klaseng attack yan? May attack, may kasamang lindol. So, si Jonathan, may superpower na dala eh. Pag ma-attack siya, may lumilindol yung lugar ng kalaban. So, takbuhan lahat. Kasi they are fighting against God actually. It's not Jonathan they are fighting against. So, nung makita nagtatakbuhan, nakita ni Saul, sabi niya, attack! Attack din. Kita niya, opportunity na. Hinabol nila ng hinabol. Tapos sabi niya, walang kakain hanggang hindi maabutan at hindi mapatay lahat yung mga Philistines na yan. Di sila kumain, walang inuman, walang kainan, habol lang hanggang lumabas din yung dila nila sa kahabol. And ito naman si Jonathan, hindi niya naman narinig yung utos ng tatay niya. Napadaan siya dun sa forest, merong beehive. Tapos kita niya may tumutulong honey. So ang ginawa niya, may kahoy siya, pinindot niya, tapos kinain niya yung honey. Biglang kumislap yung mata niya, biglang lumakas siya. Yung mga kasama niya, puro gutom. Anong ginawa? Alam mo, sa gutom nila, nang hindi na talagang they are so hungry, kita sila ng mga hayop, inihiwa nila, kinain nila ng raw. Kinain nila na may mga dugo pa. And that was the great no-no sa Israelites during that time. Hindi ka pwedeng kumain ng karne na may dugo. So yun, kinain nila, may dugo pa. Nagalit nagalit si Samuel. Anong nangyari? Bakit Kasi itong si Saul, sabi ito, tanga talaga itong Saul na to. Instead na, nagkasala tuloy yung mga tao niya dahil sa utos niya, nakatangahan. Bakit hindi mo pakakainin yung mga tao? Anyway, and then, nung malaman niya na bakit nagkaganito, naganap pa ng isisisihin. Tapos yung sinisi niya, yung anak niya. Kasi may utos siya na hindi kakain, yung anak niya kumain. Sabi niya, hindi patayin natin, di sumunod eh. Sabi niya, umarang yung mga general. Sabi niya, hindi kami papayag. Sabi niya, siya na nga yung nagpanalo sa atin eh. Tapos papatayin mo, anak mo pa. So, hindi nangyari. Anyway, so yun yung flaws ni Saul, makikita natin. And the greatest flaws is when he was ordered to attack the Hittite city where of Agag and the king of Agag. So, pina-attack, ang utos sa kanya, obliterate, patayin lahat, pati mga hayop, pati mga bata, lahat, everybody. And then, nung dumating si Saul dun sa camp nila, ano nakita ni Saul? Ano narinig niya? Ano narinig niya? Ang ingay ng mga baka at mga hayop. So pagdating niya, lapit siya, tawag niya si Saul. Sabi niya, Saul, ano tong naririnig ko? Sabi ni Saul. Sabi niya yung mga baka. Ano ko yan? Piniserve ko, hindi ko pinatay kasi para i-sacrifice namin. Di ba? Ayos naman yung rason niya. Tapos anong sabi ng Okay. So ito yung sagot ni Saul. Basahin natin. Ready? Begin. Then Saul said to Samuel, I did obey the voice of the Lord and went on a mission on which the Lord sent me. And I brought back Agag, the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites. But the people took some of the spoil, sheep and oxen, the choicest of the things devoted to destruction, to sacrifice to the Lord your God at Gilgal. Okay? So anong sabi niya? I disobeyed you to obey you. May meron bang ganon? Magdi-disobey ka para ma-obey mo yung Panginoon. Ano yung obedience niya na magkakaroon siya ng thanksgiving offering. Pero ginawa niya, mag-disobey muna siya. Sagot sa kanya ni Samuel, basahin natin, begin. As the Lord has much delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of the Lord, behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed than the fat of rams. So, ito yung application talaga sa atin bilang mga Christians. Tandaan natin to. So, we read together. For the rebellion is as the sin of divination, and insubordination is as iniquity and idolatry, because you have rejected the word of God. So, kung minsan nag-iimbento tayo, nag-i-improvise tayo sa utos ng Diyos. Di ba sinabi ko kanina, merong prescriptive instructions yung Panginoon. So, kailangan, pag prescriptive, pag pinrescribe niya, kung ano yung utos niya, yun yung susundin mo. Hindi mo siya i-improve, hindi mo siya gaganyan ng pagagandahin o gagayan ng palikuli-ko pa. Kailangan diretso-diretso lang, yun lang. So, sabi ng Panginoon, wala akong pakialam dyan sa mga sacrifices na yan. Importante, yung sinusunod mo kung ano yung utos ko. Kaya sabi ko nga, when we are talking here, obedience is the key. Importante sa ating bilang Christian, makikita yung character natin sa ating obedience. Just like what happens kay Samuel. So, balik ako saan ako galing. Okay, anyway. So, si Samuel by that time, was rejected. So, ginawa ni Samuel, sabi niya, dahil sa ginawa mo na to, hindi ka na yung anak mo ay hindi na magiging hari. There will be no more dynasty. Nung palis na si Samuel, pinabol pa siya ni Saul. Nawakan yung damit, napunit. Pagkapunit, ang sabi ni Samuel, sabi niya, yan, yung Israel will be divided into two dahil sa ginawa. Okay, so he already predicted and prophesied the rent between Israel and Judah. So nung umalis na siya, may spy na si Saul na pinababantay sa kanya. Hindi na maasahan ni Saul si Samuel, so may spy na. So ang ginagawa ni Samuel, na siya, nakakamuflage. Ang dami niya ng paikot-ikot na siya para hindi masundan ng mga spy. Tapos, ang punteriya niya pala, punta siya ng Bethlehem. Pupunta niya doon, nagulat yung si Jesse. Bakit nandito yung kingmaker? Tsaka syempre, before he was also the judge. Natakot. Anong nangyayari dito? Wala naman. Sino ba si Jesse? Hindi naman kilala yun Ordinaryong tao. So kung dumating doon, ano ginagawa mo dito? Hindi, napadaan na ako. Offering tayo dito. Okay? So patawag mo mga anak mo. Okay, so pinatawag na una si Eliab. Pagkita ni gwapo, simpatiko, matangkad na tao, parang si Saul. So anong sabi ni Samuel, ang dali ng assignment ko, kita ko kaagad. Sabi niya, Lord, ito na, anoint ko na. Anong sabi ni ng Panginoon? Okay, ano sabi ni sa chapter 16 verse 6? Shall we read this together? Begin. When they entered, they looked at Eliab and thought, surely the Lord's anointed is before him. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or at the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For God sees as not as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. So, there is now the contrasting view between the way that man looks and the way that God looks. So merong may diferensya. Man, ang tao hanggang sa physical appearance lang, outward appearance lang. Doon lang makikita niya yung karakter ng tao sa ginagawa niya. Physically, nakikita mo, dito nagsisimba, bait, very suave, Mr. Suave, pag dumaki, ikot-ikot, ganyan. So, sa atin, mature na, Kristiyano. Pero yung Panginoon pala, heart, motibo, may mga motives, and especially the motives, kung bakit andito tayo. So, ang tanong sa atin, natutuwa tayo, dito kayo. Pero yung Panginoon, probably hindi natutuwa, dito kayo, baka iba motibo nyo. Baka gusto nyo manligaw, o nagpapaligaw, o naghanap kayo ng ibang mga bagay. Baka wala kayong pera, gusto nyo mangutang, kaya dito kayo. So madaming nasa utak meron tayo. But not necessarily na magsamba to worship the Lord. So ito yung mga bagay na nasabi dito, nakita natin gano'n. Iikot ulit tayo. Sama tayo. Okay. So inanoint. So si David, trained siya, just like Moses, tinrain si Moses for 40 years dun sa pagbabantay ng mga tupa. Si David, ganun din, nagbabantay din ng tupa, ganun yung klaseng training niya. So sharp siya, tapos magaling siya gumamit ng mga bato, kung ano may yung hawakan niya, kaya niyang i-extend na gawing weapon. So ganito yung character ni David. Now, so alam niyo yung storya nung paano napunta dun si David. So sinabihan siya nung tatay niya, dala ng pagkain yung mga kapatid mo, andun sila ngayon, naka-line up. So sa klase ng warfare during this time, ang ginagawa nila, pag mag-aaway, they always, pag formal na away, nandito sa bundok yung isa, nandito sa kabilang bundok yung kalaban, tapos merong valley. Tapos kung mag-aaway na kayo, bababa kayo, if you want to make war, marcha kayo pababa, magmamarcha din pababa yung iba, ang kabila, and then you meet at the field. Valley, gano'n, ha? Hindi pwede yung basta ka lang attack. Bawal yun. So, kailangan formal. Tapos, the way that they do it, parang Homer. So, alam mo, yung Iliad, nagyayayaan, sisigaw-sigaw si Achilles. Sino matapang dyan? Away tayo! Sabi niya, kung sino mananalo, edi siya panalo yung So, when you read Homer, yung mga Greek, another story sa ancient literature, you will find na storya ni David and Goliath is in context. Storya ni Hector at saka ni Achilles is actually the story of David and Goliath. Ganon. Kasi ganon yung klase na mag-away sila noon. Okay, so ganito, nangyari. So, alam niyo yung ano, sige, sino yung kwento ko? Tulungan mo nga ako yung sa kwento ni David at saka Goliath. Palagi mo kinikwento to eh. Ako daw yung bata maliit, kwento mo nga kung paano itong si David at saka si Goliath.
David and Goliath. Si David, shepherd siya.
So, mag-aaway na sila. Anong ginawa nila? Sasabunutan na. Anong gagawin?
Who are you to curse my God?
Oh, okay. Oh. So, pasigaw-sigaw si ano?
Nagalit siya.
Nagalit siya. Bakit siya nagalit?
Ito niya, natamaan agad. Wala pang slingy. Kasi sa stature ni ano, ni David. Tapos, hindi pa ready si David nun. Kasi i-pick up lang siya randomly dito ni ano.
Okay.
Nag-present man siya.
Okay, siya. Okay.
So, actually, ginpatry pa sa iya, ipasuot ang mga armor. Pero nabugatan siya. So, hindi na, kinamot lang.
Kumasya naman. Kumasya ba? Kumasya ba yung armor? Hindi kumasya. Bakit?
Malit nga siya.
Oo nga naman, maliit eh. Maliwag, mabigat. Ano pa? Sige.
Frank.
Okay. Ano pa? Sige.
So sabi ni Saul, let him go kung whatever yung dala ni David.
Sige, pabayaan na siya. Pabayaan na siya, diskarte niya. Sige. So, anong diskarte niya?
So we went in front and then ano siya, 3 stones.
Nag-pray ba na siya for si Frank? Wala mo si Abay.
Sure ba?
Ingon siya kang Saul o kang Goliath nga, I come sa ngalan sa ako ang Ginoo.
Okay.
Ikaw, musulong ka sa ako with your sword, something ala. Pero ako, I will fight with my God.
Okay.
Yun ang kaya,
Tapos okay. So, ilang ba to? Ito masaya to. Ilang ba to yun?
3 stones.
3 stones? Sino pa doon na merong ibang
Pero
number?
isang beses lang siya na.
Ilang ba to? 3 daw. Agree kayo lahat? 3 ba to?
Isa lang katira, pero ang gipulot niya, tulo ka ba to?
So, agree kayo lahat? Agree kayo na 3 ba to?
Nasaan na daw?
Basta na yun natatawa.
Asa na daw yung dalawang bato?
Okay. Ilang ba to? 3 Sabi niyo 3. Hindi 3. Ilan? Ayun, 5 daw. Ilang ba to ang pinatinira niya? Isa. Bakit 5 yung dala niya?
Andang, basta limay ko.
Okay, ready siya. Just in case. So may siya. Okay. So, when you go deeper, so pag binasa mo, actually, matatawa ka eh. Kasi pag binasa mo yung Samuel, hanggang naabot ka sa buong istorya, hanggang sa Chronicles, istorya pa rin ni Saul, ni David, sa kwento ni David, you will realize na he's not fighting only with one anakim. So hindi lang iisang giant yung kalaban niya. Actually, si Goliath has 4 other brothers. So actually, limang giant meron yung Philistines. So nalista lahat doon yung paano namatay yung 5 na yon. Pero ang sinasabi nga na 5 niya just in case na bumaba yung apat, may apat pa siya na bato na pinrepare doon sa apat na kapatid ni Goliath. Okay, so let's go to the, kasi maganda yung, yung statement ni... Okay, so basahin natin sa verse 41. Chapter 16 yata to. Chapter 16, 17, 18. Okay, sige, basahin natin from verse 31, begin. Then the Philistine came on and approached David with the shield bearer in front of him. When the Philistine looked and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy with a handsome appearance. The Philistine said to David, "Am I a dog that you come to me with sticks?" And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. The Philistine also said to David, "Come to me, and I will give your flesh to the birds of the sky and the beasts of the field." Then David said to the Philistine, "You come to me with a sword, a spear, and a javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have taunted. This day the Lord will deliver you up into my hands, and I will strike you down and remove your head from you. And I will give the dead bodies of the army of Philistines this day to the birds of the sky and the wild beasts of the earth, and all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel, and that all the assembly may know that the Lord does not deliver by sword or by spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and He will give you into our hands." So pag binasa mo yung the way that He speaks, so kaya na-encourage siya na labanan yung si Goliath. Kasi Goliath taunts the God of Israel. So, ano yung Diyos nyo, walang kwenta yan. So, di totoo yan. Diyos nyo, sa bundok lang yan. Pagka sa plain yan, wala na yan. Wala nang powers yan. So, ganyan yung nila. Paniniwala nila noon. That the God of Israel is the God of the hills. So, pagka sa plain na, matatalo na yung mga Israelites. A lot of times, natatalo yung Israelites when they are fighting on the hills, on the plains, dahil ang mga Philistines, meron silang chariots. Ang mga Israelites, wala nang madaming chariots. Very seldom na may chariot sila. Kasi nasa bundok na sila. Paano mo gagamitin yung chariot sa bundok? So ito yung problema ni David. So, from here, makikita natin na ang confidence talaga ni David is exemplified sa story ni Joshua. Kita natin yung kay Joshua story ng Book of Judges, na yung ginagawa nila sa Jericho, di naman nila kinanker yun by sword or spear. Di ba nagmarcha lang naman sila? When Gideon conquered yung enemy niya, hundreds of thousands, wala naman silang dala-dala eh. Dala nila, sulok, ilaw, tsaka, pak. Base ang dala nila, ganon, nakatakip, tapos binasag, sabay sigaw. And then, taranta na lahat. And they have a different vision. Story ni Kagina, sabi ko nga, yung story ni Jonathan, na matak siya. Actually, matatawa ka. Dahil isa lang naman dyan yung umatak doon sa garrison eh. Sabi niya, akyat ka dito para para malaman mo kung anong hinahanap mo. Makyat nga si Jonathan, nagpapatay niya yung mga Philistine. Kaya may kasamang lindol. So nung matak na siya, lumindol, and then everybody around the mga garrison ng mga Philistines lumindol. Kung sa kita nila, tatakbuhan na sila. They're fighting against God. So this is the story of God fighting for men. So si David is just an instrument. The stone is just an instrument. In fact, the stone did not kill Goliath. Hindi namatay si Goliath sa bato. He must be astounded. Nalipong siguro, but he was not dead. Anong ginawa ni David? Sabi niya, he does not have a sword. So he has to take the sword of Goliath and cut off his head. Kailangan putulin yung ulo para mamatay. Imagine mo, 9-footer yun, paano matay sa bato yun. Ang bato kasi, they have the slingers. During this time, talagang may, ang warrior, part of the team, may arrow kayo, tapos may slingers. Yung slingers kasi madaling, madali kang magkarga, madaling tumira. Tapos hindi ka maubusan ng bala. Pero ano lang yan, panggulo. Panggulo lang siya, hindi siya pang fatal talaga. Accurate sila, magaling sila tumira. Pero hindi fatal. Hindi nakakamatay, nakaka-distract lang. Yun yung ng slingers. Panggulo sa gera. Pero ang pamatay talaga, yan yung sword. So, ito yung, yung makita natin. So, by the story, so i-rundown ko na lang yung story. Para makita natin. So, si David, naging best friend niya yung kapatid yung anak ni Saul, si Jonathan. They became best friends. 2 beses sila nagkaroon ng covenant na walang, they will not harm each other. And they will treat each other as really better than brothers. And when you think about the relationship ni David at Jonathan, you think about the relationship sa simbahan. A lot of times sa simbahan, ang bond ng mga membro ng simbahan is greater and closer than the blood relation. Mismo sa mga totoo mong kapatid sa dugo, mas malaki yung trust and confidence mo sa kasamahan mo ng mga Kristiyano. And this is what happens sa relation ni Jonathan and David. So, ang storya, nung na-anoint na si David, so David has the Spirit of God na nagsistrengthen sa kanya. Ang nangyayari kay Saul naman, umalis yung Holy Spirit kay Saul and an evil spirit tormented Saul. So, evil spirit na. That's why si David, after this, alam mo ginagawa ni David? Nag-play ng flute, ng harp dun sa royal palace ni Saul. Kasi kung hindi siya magpi-play, pinapasukan ng evil spirit. Pero pag nagpi-play siya ng harp, nagkakam si Saul. Pero at one time, siguro tumigil, baka uminom ng tubig, bilang pumasok yung evil spirit, binato siya ng javelin. So, muntik nang mamatay si David. Tapos, kaya hindi na. Sabi niya, hindi na ako pwede tumugtog dyan. Magkonsyerto. Dahil mukhang masama yung nasa isip ni Saul. And of course, looking forward, alam kasi ng evil spirit that David will become the father of Jesus. So, talagang Saul will be trying hard to kill David. With no reason whatsoever except jealousy. Ang narinig niya lang, kumakanta yung mga Israelites, sabi niya, Saul killed these thousands, David killed these tens of thousands. So, na-jealous siya, takot siya, and then eventually pumasok sa utak niya, naku, kukunin niya yung kingdom if this is the case. So, kailangan patayin ko siya para I will retain my kingdom. And dahil nga sa prophecy na binigay na sa kanya ni Samuel, so lalo siya naging praning. Naging praning such that gusto niyang patayin si David. 2 beses niya hinahanap. And nung hinahanap niya, dala-dala niya 10,000 army para lang hanapin si David para patayin. And 2 times, napunta siya sa cave, ang one time na pahinga, nag-toilet sa cave, hindi niya alam, andun din si David sa loob. So twice din ginawa, tinanggalan yung part ng damit niya, kinat ni David o ng tao niya. And show to him na kung gusto ka naming patayin, kung gusto ka ni David patayin, patay ka na. Kasi andito yung part ng damit mo. Tapos yung isa nga, dala-dala pa yung gamit niyo. O, ito yung gamit mo, nasa ulo mo to kanina. Kung gusto ka namin patay, patay ka na. Sabi niya, tingnan mo yung general mo niya, Abner na yan, Abno. Dapat parusahan mo yan, pinababayaan ka, mamamatay ka na eh, hindi binabantayan yung ari. So, ganun nangyari. Pero wala, nagre-repent si Saul, sabi niya, ay sorry, anak ko, sorry, tawag niya kay David, anak ko, my son, sabi niya, sorry, I repent, kasala ako. Pero wala, ganun pa rin, pabalik-balik, gusto niya pa rin patayin. So, sabi niya, walang mangyayari, sabi ni David, walang mangyayari kung nandito ako sa Israel. I have to go out of Israel. So, saan napunta ng refuge? Saan ang refuge ni David? Okay? Saan siya pumunta? Punta siya sa mga kaaway. So, he went to the Philistines. So, makita ng mga Philistines sa kanya, nahilo, ano tong klaseng tao to? Okay? Sabi niya, anong gagawin niya dito? Sabi niya, I pledge allegiance to the Philistines. Siyempre, superhero siya ng Israelites. Moral booster para sa mga Philistines. Sabi niya, dito yung general nila, the best general, nagbalimping, taidor. So eventually, binigyan siya ng town, yung Ziklag doon. Mukong na David, nagre-raid, pero nire-raid niya actually yung mga Amalekites din, yung mga Canaanites yung nire-raid niya. So, every time na tanong siya, saan ka ng raid? Siya, banda dun sa area ng Judah. Sabi niya, sa part ng Judah ba, yung ganun. Pero actually, yung tinatak niya na part na yun, mga Amalekites, saka mga kalaban ng mga Israelites din. So, chapter 29, ito na yung masamang sitwasyon. Chapter 28, chapter 24, dito pa tayo sa 24. Dali lang. Chapter 28 nga. So, malapit na tayo sa dulo. Wala na makausap si Saul. Wala na magbibigay sa kanya ng payo. No more advice coming from Samuel. Patay na eh. So, ano ginawa niya? Binuhay niya si Samuel. So, pumunta siya sa isang aswang, sa tawag sa atin witch. Okay, witch of Endor, very popular. Ang ginawa ni Saul, pinatay niya lahat yung mga witches, yung mga sorcerer, pinatay niya lahat. Which God was happy, nag-iwan siya ng isa. Sa isa na lang naiiwan yung witch of Endor. Punta siya doon, ang witch of Endor, syempre doubtful, hindi siya kilala. Sabi niya, nako, delikado yung utos mo sa akin, yung necromancy na yan, yung patawag ng patay. Bawal kay Saul, pinapatay ni Saul lahat yan eh. Sabi ni Saul, nakakumuplan siya eh. Ewan ko kung anong ginawa niya na hindi siya makilala. Sabi niya, hindi, hayaan mo lang, hindi ka ni Saul. So tinawag si Samuel, lumabas nga naman. Paglabas ni Samuel, biglang na-shock siya ng witch. Sabi niya, bakit lumabas si Samuel? Sabi niya, mga ano lang yung ginagawa ko dito, into-into lang Focus-focus lang, bakit totoo yung nangyari? So, lumabas si Samuel. Ikaw pala si Saul. Si Saul ka pala, gusto mo akong patayin. Kanya sige ikaw sa atin. So, kinausap si Samuel, bakit mo ako tinawag? Hindi mo ba alam na patay ka na? You will be dead tomorrow. Mamatay ka na bukas. So, biglang namutla si Saul, umalis siya. And that is the story. Following day, away, magigera. Marcha yung Philistines, marcha yung mga Israelites. Pag marcha ng mga Philistines, tawag lahat ng mga chieftain nila. Andun si David, nang mga marcha din. So, si David is marching with the Philistines. Imagine mo. So, pagkakita ng mga chieftain ng mga Philistine, anong ginagawa ng mokong na to? Kung matak tayo dyan, mamaya tayo yung titirahin yan. Problemang malaki. Kaya niya kayang patayin yung mga kapwa niya Israelites. Sabi niya, ayaw namin. Delikado yung David na yan. So sabi nila, iwan si David. So iniwan. Pinaiwan na lang niya si David. So, yung attack against David, Saul and Jonathan was done without David. So hindi siya kasama dun sa mga Philistines. Pag uwi ni David, kanta-kanta sila, hindi sila kasama, yung pala, inattack na yung lugar nila. Pagdating nila, sunog na yung town nila, walang natira. Walang anak, walang bata, walang matanda, wala yung mga asawa nila. Edi iyakan sila lahat. Lahat na lahat, galit kay David. Sabi, tingnan mo yung ginawa mo. Niwanan natin yung mga, mga pamilya natin. Nasaan na sila? Oh. But, sabi ng Bible, David found strength in the Lord. Habulin natin. So, habol sila. 600 men with David. Takbo. Di ko alam paano nila siguro may pagka-Indian to si David. Alam niya kung saan pupunta. Tingnan yung mga yapak ng mga Amalekites. Tapos, dumating sila for a few days, nabutan nila yung isang injured na Egyptian. So, sabi niya, pinainom, pinakain, tinanong niya, saan ka galing? Niya, galing kami doon sa Siklag, yung lugar ni David. Sabi niya, sinunog namin, tinanggal namin, kinuha namin lahat ng mga mga tao doon, pati mga hayop at mga goods nila. Sabi niya, ay saan kayo patungo? So, binigay yung direksyon kung taga saan yung mga Amalekites na nag-attack. So, David attacked the Amalekites and he was able to retrieve everything. Walang namatay, lahat na hayop, lahat na andun sa kanila, nakuha nila. And they were able to kill the raiders, and only 400 were able to escape in camels and horses. So balik sila ulit, mas madami pa yung dala nila. Kasi loot pa nila yung raiders. So yun yung maging istorya ng chapter 30. Pagdating mo sa chapter 31, battle broke up and Saul and all his children were slain together. Okay, so patay lahat sila. Okay, 1 minute, sakto alas 12. Lessons learned. Anong ma-learn natin sa lesson na nakikita natin dito? Sa kwento. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So ito talaga yung flow, character flow ni Saul. Because he is slow to obey. Yun yung maging problema niya. Like kay David, he is always ready to obey. And he is always ready to trust the Lord. So kahit sa mangyari. Okay? Some more. Ano pa? Jose. Loyalty ni David saka ni Jonathan. Loyalty between Saul and ni David kay Saul mismo, yeah. So actually yung isa sa mga istorya dito, yung flow ni Saul actually is similar to the flow ni Emilio Aguinaldo. Nanood kasi ako ng Goyo Tapos nanood din ako ng Luna. So talagang anti-Aguinaldo kasi na director at saka producer to. So ang talagang pinortray nila kay Aguinaldo na hindi siya goal-oriented, hindi siya result-oriented. Kung di sa kanya, kung sino loyal sa kanya, yun lang yung asahan niya. So kahit magaling ka pa, kung hindi siya sigurado sa loyalty mo, o di kaya medyo nagpo-question ka sa kanya, papapatay ka niya. So gano'n nangyari kay Bonifacio, gano'n nangyari kay Luna, at saka yung mga tauhan ni Luna. Kaya si Goyo nga tawag nila berdugo ni Aguinaldo. So parang gano'n din si Saul. So si Saul is very jealous. Pag may nakakita siya na konting tao na overtake sa popularity niya, sa leadership niya, natitreaten siya, pinapapatay niya kagad. Pati anak niya, gusto niyang ipapatay. So, doon makikita yung in contrast sa jealousy niya, ang contrast doon sa kay David. That David is so loyal and so humble. wala siyang ambisyon actually to become the king. Wala siyang ambisyon. Kaya lang, he has to take the responsibility to be king because he was anointed by Samuel. Wala siyang magawa. But for as long as the king that has been anointed by Samuel, si Saul, ay nabubuhay, he will never be king. And he will never, akuin na hari na siya dahil anointed siya. Hindi. He will always say na, I cannot touch the Lord's anointed. And the Lord's anointed was King Saul. So makikita mo talaga yung niya, yung loyalty niya kay Saul, at saka yung respect niya sa sa function ng Panginoon. Dahil ang Panginoon ang nag-anointed. So if you do something against Saul, you are doing it against God who anointed Saul. So sa kanya, ganun ang pagtitingin niya. So lahat ng mga kasama niya, mga advisor niya, is going against him. Bakit ayaw mo patayin? Bakit gusto ka nang patayin yan? Walang pagmamahal sa iyo yan. Pero hindi. He refused to hear his advisors. He focused on his relationship with his God and to obey his God. So kaya ganun ang nangyari. Eventually, by God's providence, iba yung pumatay kay Saul. And eventually, makita natin sa 2 Samuel when David will become king. Okay? Pastor Ryan, may pangsara ka dyan? Wala na. Okay? So shall we close in prayer? Our Lord and gracious Father, we praise you and thank you, Lord, for this time na makapag-aral kami, matignan namin ulit ang iyong salita. And also, Lord, we pray for our fellowship. Patuloy kaming pagitnaan ng Holy Spirit as we partake of food that has been prepared for us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay.